So when my son was 7, he was having a bath and I was there, as you do, you supervise them. And he said to me, "Mom, why are we using all these plastic bottles at bath time when we know they're so bad?" And it was a really, really good question. And I said, "Okay, Chris, we are going to solve this. When we go to the supermarket, we'll get something that isn't plastic." And we went and we had a look, and there just were no options. There was nothing on the shelf that would allow us to have a kid-suitable bath time experience, kind of skin, washing their hair, doing all of that kind of stuff without being encased in plastic. And I went, "Oh, well, that's really interesting. Don't worry, Chris, I'll solve this." I think at different stages there have been different struggles. So very, very early on, the struggle was how the heck are we going to make it? So we had a vision to be as low impact as possible. And we looked at all of the different, ways that you could package, some of which we're now starting to see in the market, actually, like Tetra Paks, for instance. We looked at those, but those are actually quite hard to recycle because they're actually a composite material, things like that. So we looked at lots and lots of different solutions in the market before we settled on this solid approach as the lowest impact. And therefore, because we settled on this lowest impact approach, we then had to go out and figure out how to make it. There's no easy route. If you want to put something in a bottle, there are many, many, many manufacturers in the UK. The manufacturers we spoke with, in almost all cases, we've had to tell them how to manufacture our product. So it was finding somebody who was willing to take that jump with us was really hard early on. And then you get to the scale thing. So how do you move from making really small, single, say 100 bar batches? How do you scale that up in an economic way? So that's something that we're definitely working on right now. And then I think the biggest barrier that we're having at the moment, or the next stage of our business, is around getting into those scale retailers. So for us, that's really the sort of door that we need to be able to kick in the next 6 months, is get a couple of large retailers on board, because then we will have a business with the scale to really float and run itself. So that, to me, is the most important tip, is to say, make sure that you don't know what you want to achieve for this week or this month. Actually, that's less important as what you want to achieve in the long run. And then when you're sat there going, I have 1 hour and a list of 400 things, it's very easy to say, but those are fine for the short term, but they won't allow me to achieve the long-term goal. If I only have 1 hour, what is the single most important thing for me to do in order to achieve my long-term goal? And then it allows you to prioritize against the must-do right now versus the very important. Often the things that are like right here, because they're right here, they look the largest and the most important, but that is an illusion based on distance. So we need to be able to see beyond them to what it is we're trying to achieve in the long run, and use that as our judgment of what we want to do today. And that can be really hard. Like sometimes it involves doing less sales, right? Or, having a worse number today, or disappointing somebody today. But you won't have the impact you want to have in the long run if you don't keep that focus and keep that long-term focus. I think the best advice for any entrepreneur, and the one that maybe makes you feel more comfortable diving into it, is risk what you feel you can afford to lose. And that sounds ridiculous to be like so unambitious maybe, but if I have whatever it is, I can spend this much time or this much money, or I can invest this much energy into it. Invest that and have a try with that level of risk, knowing that when you get to the end of that level of risk, you can then evaluate whether you are now ready to risk more or not. I was pretty shocked to win. I'm looking forward to getting in touch with some of the judges and just, because we, frankly, I do have challenges. And I do enjoy, getting advice, frankly. So I'm looking forward to reaching out to some of them and asking them how they would approach some of our next challenges.